everyone, my name is Ebony and welcome back to my channel.
Think I know you better to forget her. Certain people made for running. Think I need you more than let you know I'm bored and tell me this means more than nothing.
Today we're going to be doing a rather long reading vlog. I decided that I am going to be reading a bunch of fantasy books in the month of December because I don't read a lot of fantasy, and there are some fantasy books that I wanted to read, so like Six of Crows, and so I'm like, maybe I should just set aside a whole month and try to read some and just step out of my comfort zone. Some of the books I picked were recommendations from Twitter and Instagram. Some other ones were just ones that I'd heard a lot of good things about, and some of them are the ones that I own. So I have picked 10 books that I'm going to try to hopefully get to this month. I have some of these books, but some of them I have to get from the library or I'm getting on audiobooks, so I don't have all of them here with me. So the books that I am hopefully going to read is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I just read this book like literally like 2 weeks ago on audiobook, and I did not understand anything. I want to give it another chance because I want to like it. I want to know why people like it so much. So I'm going to try to read it physically and maybe I will be able to comprehend it better. So we're going to try to do that. I'm also reading The Selection by Kiera Cass. This is another book that people love. I've always wanted to read, but I just never got around to it. I just bought this book, actually, not that long ago. I'm also going to try to read the Mara Dyer series. I don't know if I'm going to read the whole series, or I might just reread the first one. Like, I have read the first one, but I have books 2 and 3. I just haven't read them, so we'll see how that series goes. I might try to read all 3, depending on how I feel. But I might just end up rereading the first one and reading the second 2 later on. I'm also going to try to read the first Throne of Glass book. I'm really nervous about this one because I have heard some very controversial things about this series. Some people love it, some people hate it, and I don't have an opinion because I've never read it, so we're going to give that one a shot. I'm very nervous for that one. I'm also going to read the first book in An Ember in the Ashes series. I don't know anything about this series at all. I just know people like it, so. And then a couple of these are also recommendations from people on Twitter and Instagram. So I have Black Sun. I forget who the author is, but someone on Instagram recommended that one. And I also have Bone Shard Daughter, which again, I don't know what that is, but someone recommended it, so those are on here. And then I have Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. This is another book that I've heard a lot of people talk about, and I want to try to get to. I'm nervous because it's pretty big, so I'm like a little nervous about that one. And I have Unwind by Neil Shusterman. That one I have read and I have a copy of. I just want to reread it because I want to read the rest of the series. And I guess that one's kind of sci-fi-ish, but I would still consider it fantasy. I know I liked it, so I think that that one might be a nice like reprieve if I'm getting like overwhelmed by all the fantasy I'm reading. That one I think would be a nice break. And then finally I have Six of Crows because I have read the Grisha trilogy. I like went through all the work of reading the Grisha trilogy so I could read Six of Crows because everybody raves about Six of Crows, and then like I haven't read Six of Crows and it's been like 10 months since I finished the Grisha trilogy. So Six of Crows is like pretty high on my priority list to get to. So those are all the books that I'm going to hopefully read this month, but the one that I'm starting with is The Selection by Kiera Cass. I'm starting with this one because number one, this is the only book of these books that I have at my dorm right now, so it was kind of my only option. And number two, I feel like it might be a good like starter to get into this because like it's fantasy, but to me it feels kind of like contemporary fantasy. I don't know, I might be completely wrong. I just get like contemporary vibes from it. I'm only a chapter in. I'm not that far in. I'm hopefully gonna read some more before bed. But so far I am remembering why I do not like fantasies, and that's because there's a lot of world building going on, and I'm like, I don't like world building. I don't like learning about the world. I just like already knowing. It's just like so much work to know, which is why I like contemporary, because I already know the world they live in. Like, it's my world, I live in it. I just gotta like push myself through the world building portion and finally understanding how the world works, and then I'm okay sometimes. While I'm doing this series, I will also be posting TikToks, hopefully daily. I am not 100% sure, so I guess if you want to check those out as well, my TikTok's always linked down below, so you could go check that out, see my more succinct thoughts daily. Yeah, that's about all I have right now. I'll catch you all later. Hello vlog. It is day 2. It's December 3rd because I started on December 2nd, so it's confusing. I'm sorry. Day 2 of the December challenge. I'm still reading the selection by Kira Cass. I'm holding it upside down. I didn't read any more of it yesterday because I said I was going to read it before I went to bed. However, I did not go to bed last night. I legit pulled an all-nighter with my roommate. It's like 9 o'clock right now and I'm so exhausted. For the most part today I've been working on homework, so like I haven't really done much reading. I'm gonna try to read some more of this. If I fall asleep, I fall asleep. Like I said, I'm literally only a chapter into this. I need to like get it in gear, but today was not the day. Anyway, I'm gonna read, probably fall asleep, but I'm gonna try to read. Hi everyone, welcome to day 3 of my December challenge fantasy reading thing. I'm still reading the selection. I actually, like, after I finished vlogging last night, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna read until I fall asleep. But I, like, didn't fall asleep. I don't know, I was really expecting I felt so tired. So I was like, I'm literally probably gonna read, like, a page and then pass out, because I was so tired. But I don't know, I was just reading, and it was just, like, not coming to me, that feeling of being tired. I finally just made myself go to sleep after I reached page 100 of this book. It's a fast-paced read and it's very quick. It's just keeping my attention. I have a couple of issues with like the plot itself. So far there's been like a lot of scenes or like instances where girls are like pitted against each other essentially because the prince is gonna pick one of them, and so it's like a competition. And then also there was like a scene where she had to agree that like if he requests her to do something, she has to do it. Like literally anything, she has to do it, even if it's against the law. Like I have an issue with that. And also there's like this whole scene where all of the girls are getting like makeup done, and some of them are dyeing their hair, or I don't know, like the misogyny that's written into that like really bothers me. To be fair, this book is old. I think it came out like early 2000s. Let me check. 2012. So yeah, that was a long time ago, and our society has come a long way in terms of like deprogramming misogyny. I mean, by no means we are not there yet, but like we're working on it. So I think that like probably when it came out, people didn't really like think anything of it, but like now, especially because I'm taking sociology right now and we talk a lot about like feminism and stuff like that, I'm just like more aware of that kind of thing, and so it like stands out to me more. That's something that I have a little bit of an issue with, but overall I'm still really enjoying it, and I'm going to sit here and read some more. Hello everyone, it is day 5 of my December Reading Fantasies in December challenge. I'm still reading the selection. I really wanted to finish it like 2 days ago, but it didn't happen. I still have homework to do, so it's like hard to like justify spending hours and hours reading when I'm like I should be working on a project or, you know, my papers or whatever that I have due soon. But I am on page 187. I'm like a little over halfway through. I don't know how well you can see this, but I'm pretty determined. I kind of want to finish it tonight because I did do like a good amount of work today. It's where I can justify spending more time reading. To be fair, it is already 11 o'clock, but I go to bed pretty late, so I might stay up and read. But anyway, so far I am like really enjoying this, like a lot more than I thought I would. I really like how the main character is not trying to win. Like she doesn't want to win, and so she has like a special, like a different relationship with the prince than anybody else does. She's not trying to get him to fall for her. She doesn't want the crown. She doesn't want to marry him. She just is there because it's helping her family, and I really like that. I mean, like I know they're probably gonna end up together because, you know, it's a book and that's how they work, but like I like that it has like a different perspective of it. I also really like the drama. I said this in a TikTok that I posted yesterday, I think, that was like, it's like I said it was like a telenovela where like I know it's cheap drama, but I just want to keep reading because it's like so intriguing and like it really just pulls you in. And someone commented, they're like, huh, I never would have thought cheap drama and telenovela would be words that describe this book, but you're not wrong. And I'm like, thank you. It's like really easy for me to get into because the drama it just entices me. I did notice, like, okay, the writing is not the greatest by any means. One thing that I have a real issue with is like it feels like the main character is almost a little flat. Like, she's not very developed. Like, we keep being told over and over again, like, she plays music and instruments and stuff, and, like, that's her job and her talent and whatever. But we've never seen her, so far, we haven't seen her play anything. We've only seen her sing one time, and that was, like, very briefly. Like, there was even a moment earlier where it was, like, she was, like, oh, I'm waiting for the prince so I could read a book, but I don't want to have to stop in the middle of it, or I could play the piano, but I don't want to have to sit down and then jump right up again. And I'm like, that is such a perfect time. You could have had her play the piano, and then the prince would knock and, like, would hear her piano and be like, ooh, I like your piano playing, and it would, like, you know, like, add to the, like, tension there, like, you know, like, I don't know, it felt like such a missed opportunity. Also, another issue that I had with it is he, like, kicked out 8 girls on the first day, or the second day, first day, I don't remember, but, like, that's 8 girls of 35, like, that's a lot, especially on the first day when you barely have even had a chance to talk to them. Like, I could see maybe, like, 1 or 2 where you're like, I just don't feel it, like, at all, like, I could understand that, but 8 on the first day when you haven't even met them yet? I'm sorry, but I'm not buying it. I'm going to sit down and read some more. I mean, I'm already sitting down, but I'm going to sit here and read some more and hopefully finish it. That would be really nice. Or get a really, really, really good chunk done. But hopefully finish it. Okay, so I'm just sitting here minding my own business, reading my book, and I turned to this page, and someone had the audacity to write in my book. I'm angry. I paid all of 50 cents for this book, and I do not appreciate that. No, really though, I literally bought this book secondhand, and that's why it's, like, so tattered. Like, look at the spine. It's like so worn, but I didn't care because I was like, it's 50 cents, and I, like, didn't even know if I would like it, so I was like, whatever. But, like, it really irritates me that someone decided to write in it, and, like, what even is that? Like, what's the purpose of that? Why would you do that? I don't know. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Okay, guys, I did it. I finished The Selection by Kiera Cass. I actually finished it last night at, like, close to 4 in the morning. I was reading for, like, 4 hours. I didn't have the energy to vlog because I still had to post the TikTok for last night. And it's like, after I got that done, I'm like, I can't vlog. I finished it. I'm so excited. It's the first time I finished a physical book in a hot minute because I just always read audiobooks. It was so good. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. There was just so much drama, and like, I'm honestly not a big fan of love triangles, but I don't hate this one. Like, I don't love it. Like, I wish that things were not as complicated, but, like, it's not the end of the world. Like, I can live with it, but I can't. It was so good. I want to continue with the series, but I can't because I have to continue reading for fantasies. But the next book, I'm not really sure what book I want to pick up next. I, like, did it on my TikTok that I posted last night and on my Instagram. And if you're not following either of those, you should. They're linked down below. I posted a poll to see what people thought I should read. So my options are The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater and Unwind by Neil Shusterman. See, the thing is, I've actually read both of these books before. I read Unwind in, like, middle school or something, and I really liked it, but I never continued with the series, and so I want to reread it so I can continue with the series. So, like, I know I like that one, so that's the thing. But, and then I have The Raven Boys, which I read, like, literally, like, maybe a month ago, not that long ago. I read it on audiobook, and I, for whatever reason, wasn't into it at all. I couldn't really understand what was happening. I felt like I was missing stuff. I didn't get the characters. There's so many of them, and I couldn't keep them straight. And I'm like, I don't get it. And so I think that I didn't like it, and I think that's because I read it on audio. So I think that if I read it physically, I might be able to understand it a bit more. But, like, this one I'm, like, more hesitant to read because, like, I didn't like it the first time. Don't know which book to read next. Whenever I decide I'm ready to sit down and read today, I'll check the polls, and maybe one of those polls will help me make a decision. Hello everyone, welcome to, is today day 7? I think it's day 7 of my reading fantasies in December. I can't see you.
Oh my god, no, I look bald. I was trying to distract you, and then you turned the camera towards me and realized
I don't think that I told you I started Unwind by Neil Shusterman. I am on page 225. I started it last night. I wanted to finish it last night because I did the math. I will have to read a book every 3 days in order to finish by the end of the month because I have 10 books that I want to read. It took me 5 days to read the selection, so I'm like, oh. So then yesterday was day 6, and so I wanted to finish Unwind yesterday because then I would be back on track, but that didn't happen because I fell asleep. I was reading for like 4 hours, and then I'm like, I can't keep my eyes open any longer. So I'm hopefully going to finish this tonight, and then also start The Raven Boys tonight. I've read this before. I read it in middle school, and I really liked it. And there's like 3 other books in the series, I think, but I never continued the series, so I want to do that. I have one of the books. I think it's the last one. This book is wild. If you guys don't know what it's about, basically, it like takes place in like a dystopian-ish society where they have perfected a way to donate every single part of a person's body, but without killing them. And that's called being unwound. And so from the time a person is 13 until they're 18, their parents can have the chance. They actually call it retroactively, like it's like a retroactive abortion, but they can unwind their kids. So like it's not killing them. They still have consciousness, but they don't have a body. And so like of course these kids don't want to be unwound, and so they run away. And so it follows 3 main characters who are about to be unwound, and they all run away. It's a wild time, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm gonna stop vlogging and get back to reading. Okay, bye. Hello, everyone. It has been a few minutes since I updated last. I don't even remember what I even told you last. So to update you, the reason why I haven't been very active and I'm so behind on my reading is because Miss Taylor Swift dropped an album. And so I've been listening to it nonstop and like watching theories and learning the lyrics and all that stuff. And plus I've been finishing up schoolwork. I think, completely done as of today. So that's really exciting. I'm so behind on this reading challenge because I'm still reading The Raven Boys and I'm only 100 pages in. I was supposed to finish this like 3 days ago, probably. I got a little sidetracked because there's a whole new album of music out there that I have to listen to. Since I'm free of schoolwork, I'm just gonna sit here on the couch with my stuffed dog and my blanket and just read The Raven Boys. I don't know if I'll finish it. I'll try. I really am not enjoying it that much, honestly. The characters really blend together, especially the boys, except for Gansey. Gansey and Blue are like the only characters I actually know who they are and stuff. Mind you, this is the second time I've read this book. I'm just struggling, and also the writing style just does not mesh with me. She says stuff, but instead of saying like, oh, he got up and walked to the other side of the room, she says something like, the other side of the room he now was, or something. It's just like not clear. I don't know, it just doesn't like mesh well with me. I'm just gonna sit here and read because I just want to get done with this book, honestly. Hello everyone. I finished The Raven Boys. I would hold it up, but it's in my room and I don't want to go get it. I liked it more than I thought I was going to. I think I read the first 100 pages, like just sat down and read it, and I was getting really bored. I didn't really like the characters that much. Like, I mean, I liked Blue, but like Adam and Noah and what's the other one's name? Ronan, they all like blended together, at least for that first little bit. And so I was like, I have no idea who is who and what's going on. But I actually got the audiobook again, but I slowed it way down. Usually I listen on like 2.5 speed, but I slowed it down to I think 1.4 when I first started. I sped it up a little bit to 1.6 as I was getting further into the book. But I think that really helped because it let me like focus more, because if I'm just sitting there reading, sometimes my mind wanders and then I just sit there for like 10 minutes and not actually read. So like the audiobook helps. Like even if like my mind wandered a little bit, I was still able to like listen and retain. But I finally understand the difference between all the characters and I understand what happened like in the plot. I think I gave it 3 stars. I'm not like blown away by it. I think it's because like some things I already knew, and so like it wasn't like, oh my gosh, when I read it. Also, there were a lot of like side plots, like what happened between Adam and his dad, and Gansey and his dad, and Ronan and his brother, that I like didn't care about. I mean, I was mostly just invested in the Leyline story and how Blue fits into the Raven Boys. And so I felt like almost at times it felt like the book was trying to do too much at once. I haven't decided if I'm going to continue with the series or not. I've heard that the 3rd book is really, really good. And so that kind of makes me want to continue with it because, like, I want to know what happens. That's going to be an issue for January because I don't have time to continue that series right now because I have so many other books I need to get to before the end of the year. One of them being The Unbecoming of Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. So I'm going to start this one today. I haven't started it yet, but I'm sitting in this cozy little chair by the Christmas tree and I'm going to start it. I have read this one before again, and so I don't remember a whole lot. I want to continue with the series because I have all 3 books in this trilogy. I don't have the Noah Shaw books, but so yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and do some reading, and I will update you later. Hello everyone, I am excited to tell you I finished The Unbecoming of Dyer. I technically finished it in 24 hours. I started it yesterday at like 1 p.m. and I finished it at like 5 a.m. I'm really proud of myself for reading this all in one day. I didn't think I would be able to, but I did it. And I mostly wanted to because I'm now caught up with this challenge. Well, almost. I have to finish my next book, which is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. To finish this, I have to start it today and I have to finish it tomorrow in order to stay caught up. I'm really scared for this one. I literally know nothing about this series plot-wise. I just know that a lot of people love it, but also a lot of people hate it. And so because I don't like fantasy, I'm really scared that I'm not going to like it. But anyway, this book I really enjoyed. I've read it before and it held up to what I remember the last time I read it. The characters were really good. Mara and Noah had great banter. The writing style was very quick and fast-paced and to the point. Mara's powers were really interesting and mysterious. It was very good. I can't wait to continue with the series, probably in January. I'm gonna go take a shower and then read some more. Hi, welcome. I haven't talked to you guys in a while. So I have read and finished Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I don't really know how I feel about it. I wasn't a huge fan of the world building or most of the characters. I really liked Elena, I think that's how you say her name, and the fact that she's an assassin. I thought that was really cool, and I liked the whole like assassin competition thing that was happening, but I didn't really get/care about the fae and the like magic that was happening. And I have talked to some of my friends on BookTube, girls I'm hosting the read along with, and they've all read Throne of Glass and they were like, oh, I love Dorian, and another one of my friends actually said that she likes Kale better, and I'm like, I really don't have an opinion. I don't really care about either of them. I honestly kind of like Kale better just because I like his name better, because when I think Dorian, I think the picture of Dorian Gray and my mind goes, eek! I didn't really care for this book too much. I don't know if I'll continue the series. I've been told that the second book is better, but I don't know. I'm honestly might not continue it. I might consider picking up A Court of Thorns and Roses because I've heard that that's a better series. And then in my TikTok that I posted last night / early this morning, I posted it at like 6 a.m. because I was up literally all night. But I said I was going to be reading An Ember in the Ashes next, but after looking, I decided that I'm actually going to read Black Sun next because I have the audiobook for that one, but it's due in like 4 days, so I should really read that before it gets returned. I do believe that the library in my hometown does have a copy of Black Sun, but who knows if it will be there when I go there. So I think since I have the audiobook, I should read it. Because if I don't read it now, I'm not going to get the audiobook back before December ends. So I'm just going to read that. I'm kind of nervous because it's my friend Stephanie's favorite book ever. And so, like, I'm nervous that I'm not going to like it. But I honestly know nothing about it. I should probably read the synopsis first because usually I don't like to read synopses, but I feel like with fantasy it probably helps so I know a little bit of what's going on. I think the fantasy challenge is going really well. I've finished 5 books. So, like, I'm halfway through my TBR, and I think that one of the books that I put on my TBR I'm not going to be able to get to because I have the audiobook for it on hold, but I don't think I'll get it before December ends. I'll update you sometime later. I don't know when it'll be. Hi everyone, welcome to day 21 of my Reading Fantasies in December challenge. I do not remember the last time I updated you guys. I think I've said that several times in this vlog. It's been a wild time, guys. I've been doing lots of reading. I have been reading Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. I am sort of liking it. I am reading it on audiobook because I couldn't get a copy of it physically, so like I think that's sort of hindering my enjoyment of it a little bit. But I do like the whole like countdown to the day with the sun thing that they're doing. I also do like the main boy character who's blind, and like it's interesting what's going on with him. It's like some sort of religious thing, and I don't really know where that's gonna go, and so I'm like intrigued by that. And also, I like the lady who's a sailor. I'm about halfway through the book. I still am not really sure what all is going on or like what it's leading to, but it's okay because I'm like intrigued by it, so it's all right. To give you like an overarching update, I have finished 5 books. I'm currently reading my 6th book. I think my plan is to finish Black Sun, then read Ember in the Ashes, and then read Six of Crows. Like, that's my priorities. I would love to get to Mistborn, but if I can't, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. And then I might just cut Bone Char Daughter out completely. I will update you guys later. I don't know how much later, but it will be later. Hey guys, so I want to let you know that I finished Black Sun by Rebecca Rowanhorse. Her name is weird, and I feel like I'm never saying it right. And I did enjoy it. Kind of. There was some parts of it that I really liked. I really liked the character development, and there were some scenes that I thought were done really well. I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be taking a little break from my Reading Fantasy in December challenge because I'm going to be doing a 24-hour readathon starting in like a few minutes, because I have like a lot of books that I've started this year that I haven't finished that I want to finish before the end of the year, so I'm going to read those. So make sure you go check out that vlog. It will be up before this vlog, so go check it out. And I'll see you later. Hello everyone, Editing Ebony here. I realized that I never vlogged my reading an Ember in the Ashes. I just didn't vlog any of it at all. So I did read an Ember in the Ashes. I read it after Black Sun but before Six of Crows. It's one of my favorite ones that I read during the December challenge. I really liked the characters, and it was really easy for me to get into. It didn't take me long at all to figure out what was going on. For the most part, I think it felt kind of like a contemporary with just like hints of fantasy. I don't know if that really makes sense to anybody but me, but I don't know, to me it just like worked well with the way that my brain thinks. I really liked Elias. He was my favorite character. And I will be continuing this series, and I'm really happy about that because the last book just came out recently, so this is a good time for me to be getting into this series. I wish I had more thoughts, but it's been a while since I read it, so I don't really remember all of my thoughts. But I mean, go check out my TikToks if you wanted like more in-depth thoughts, because those I filmed like that day. So yeah, go check those out. Today is the day after the December challenge finished. I wanted to let you know that I both started and finished Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo on New Year's Eve. So like the very last day that I had to do the December challenge, I started and finished Six of Crows. It was good, but it was definitely different than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more like the Grisha trilogy, and it wasn't. And so like that kind of just like took me by surprise, but also I really enjoyed the characters and the character development. Sorry if you can hear crunching, that's my dog, she's eating. But I liked the characters and that development, and I think it was definitely overhyped, at least for me. And maybe people who like fantasy more think that it's worth the hype, but not for me. I don't think it was. I don't know if I will read the next book or not. I didn't love it enough to know for sure. Unfortunately, I didn't get to read Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I really wanted to read that one. I just didn't have a physical copy of it, and I didn't really want to listen to just the audiobook because I feel like I wouldn't have comprehended it as well. And then the other book I had on my TBR was Bone Char Daughter, but I didn't have a copy of that, period. I had the audiobook on hold, but it didn't get to me in time, so like I couldn't read that one at all. So, but I did read 8 fantasies this month. That is a lot. So I'm really proud of myself for that. Even though I didn't get to do all 10 like I wanted to, I still read a lot. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please make sure you're subscribed down below so you don't miss any future bookish content from me in this year. I can't believe this is a new year. It's very exciting. Oh, Happy New Year. I don't think I said that. Happy New Year, guys. If you want to follow me on social media, all my links are in the description box down below, including my TikTok. So you can check those out too if you want to. This link is down below. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
All you see is black.